started experimenting with psychedelics at about 19 was my first time, but got more into it when I was about 22, 23. And I think I was a late bloomer. I think psychedelics got quite a bad rep in the 60s with whole free love movement. And I think that there was quite a lot of bad experiences that happened. And even though psychedelics aren't toxic or dangerous by itself, when it's not taken in a safe environment, it can often lead to dangerous experiences. But these people that grew up in the 60s are older than our parents. So there's been a huge shift throughout the time. In the late 90s, there was also some huge psychedelic research being done, and it's been coming into the mainstream more and more. Our friends do drugs and they enjoy it, and there's not really a lot of bad stuff that happens. It's easily accessible and it's more accepted socially as well. And I think in media as well, there's a big move towards being open about using drugs. There's songs about using drugs, and it's in movies, and it seems like this thing that everyone is doing, and it kind of is. I know there's a lot of people who don't do drugs, but there's also a lot of people who do.
Prescription drugs are a big problem because nobody measures it, because it's available easily. But the problem we have in South Africa is people kind of have a low threshold to starting, but more importantly, don't know when to stop. So my big problem with young people being put onto antidepressants is the brain is evolving. And the other concept to bear in mind is we grow through adversity. So we need adversity. We need bad days. We need stress. We need anxiety in order to grow, to learn coping skills. I think one has to be holistic when you look at these drugs. They're not all bad, but they're not all good either. We need to see both sides of the picture. But holistic in the true sense of the word means it's multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary. So we should have psychologists, we should have physical therapists. Studies have shown that the benefits of exercise are as good as psychotherapy on brain morphology and function. And diet. And holistic is everything that's happening in the periphery of medicine right now. For example, the psychedelic-assisted psychotherapies, which are now gaining a lot of popularity around the world in research. So I think one has to be aware that they exist, and I think it's part of what the Gen Zs are going to be dealing with, in the years to come.